central banks are going to print unlimited amounts of money. It's like, here is the biggest opportunity any of us are ever going to be given. And that, I think, proved right.
CEOs and co-founder Real Vision Group and global macro investor Raoul Pal leads Real Vision to provide unparalleled access to the very best insights and analysis from the brightest financial minds. He prides himself on being a business cycle economist, investment strategist, and economic historian. Previously, he co-managed the GLG Global Macro Fund in London for GLG Partners, one of the largest hedge fund groups in the world. Raoul moved to GLG from Goldman Sachs, where he co-managed the hedge fund sales business in equities and equity derivatives in Europe. In this role, Raoul established strong relationships with many of the world's preeminent hedge funds, learning from their styles and experiences. Other stop-off points on the way were NatWest Markets and HSBC, although he began his career by training traders in technical analysis. In a recent interview with Eric Muszczyński from the Gold Investment Letter channel, Raoul Pal shared his opinion why he believed Bitcoin remained the best opportunity of the century. He also shared his reasons why he sold his gold and why Bitcoin is a more better store of value than gold. Welcome back to Savvy Finance. In this video, we share Raoul Pal's recent thoughts on Bitcoin and the reasons why he believed that, apart from being the best store of value, crypto also remains the best opportunity for anyone to get rich. Don't forget to like the video if you find the information useful.
I wrote the first ever macro strategy piece on valuing Bitcoin in 2013, backing out the price of gold and saying, listen, they've got similar attributes. Here's the stock to flow of gold. That's me doing a rough, thumb. I'm not using advanced econometrics or anything. Here's the known supply of gold, the known reserves of gold. Well, if Bitcoin looked the same and it was at $200, I said it's worth $1 million with gold at 1,300. And so I said, listen, this is the best opportunity I've ever seen, because the risk reward is so good. Because let's assume that Raoul is a total idiot and he's 90% wrong, and it's worth 100 grand. You're buying it at 200, and Raoul's idiot trade, it's worth 100 grand. So I was like, okay, I've never seen anything like this. So that was my crypto journey. Then I start Real Vision, because I want to also, having seen these financial crises, realize that I had the access to all the information, being the epicenter of everybody, that other people didn't, and I wanted to change that. So Real Vision was a way of democratizing that by using video and interviewing the world's smartest people on it. I mean, you've been on Real Vision, trying to get access to everybody to this. So we've got a level playing field, and giving people the right tools, getting to develop a framework. So that was that. And then we, in the first video on Real Vision, had Bitcoin in it. And I talked about it from day one and said, these are parallel tracks to finance. Well, they weren't parallel, they're converging, but they feel like parallel because they weren't converging very far back then in 2014. And I always said the next recession, macro and crypto are going to be the same thing. And lo and behold, 2020 comes along. It's a beautiful chart pattern. It's the right point in the halving cycle. Macro and crypto have met. Central banks are going to print unlimited amounts of money. It's like, here is the biggest opportunity any of us are ever going to be given. And that, I think, proved right.
Digital gold is the store of value. With Bitcoin, this is how I think people can wrap their head around it, at least, but they're not getting the whole deal. And so are you in Bitcoin? Because it's like, when I look at it, am I in Bitcoin for a store of value? Are you in Bitcoin for a store of value? I'm in it to get rich. It's a venture, early stage, on like play on the future.
Look, it's a nice narrative. And if the technology is as powerful as we think it is, and it has network effects, it will go up in value over time. Does it offset the central bank balance sheet? It looks that way, but who knows? It's an exponential bloody asset. It goes up anyway. It should do in theory. So yes, it probably is a long-term store of value, but who just wants to store value?
If you want to store value, we have one. It's been going up for almost 50 years, 10 points per year. That is a store of value and a track record of over a millennium.
Yeah, look, I mean, the combo, if those are your concerns, then the combo of gold and Bitcoin is actually a nice portfolio. It's actually pretty decent. And you can sit that quietly. Gold dampens the volatility somewhat. Crypto gives you upside. Super interesting. But to talk about how it's taking market share, and it is, because I'm seeing all the family offices allocate outside of gold because of it's just storing it, moving it around. It's bloody clunky and experience in the contemporary age. And like one of my clients for Global Macro Investor is a famous, very elderly, well, in age, not in mind, Italian industrialist. And I mean, he's a gold guy. He's a gold guy. He grew up having to escape the war. into Switzerland, across the border from Italy, blah, blah, blah. So he's gold guy through and through. I mean, his crypto position now for the last 2 years has been 5 times that of his gold position.
Today's video is sponsored by Gather Online. Do you hate ads? Have you ever spent so much money on cloud computing? Want to tokenize your business but need someone to help with the process? Then you need Gather. Gather allows publishers to monetize without ads, provides businesses and developers access to affordable and reliable computing power. It is a 3-layer ecosystem offering various services to content creators. Gather Online allows web and mobile developers to monetize from their users' computing power. Gather Enterprise provides consultancy services and tools for developers, crypto networks, and helps businesses tokenize. Gather Cloud provides affordable computing power to enterprises and developers. With Gather, publishers stand the chance of making up to 20 times the revenue they make from ads. The bigger the network, the higher the value of the Gather tokens and the bigger the returns for investors. Gather Online is now live with up to 240,000 GTH of rewards every month. That's 10% of the monthly supply. The other 90%, around 2,170,000 GTH, will be burned continuously. Already 20.3 million GTH have been burned, reducing the total lifecycle supply from 600 million GTH to 579.6 million GTH. The burning will continue to tighten supply and increase demand for the tokens. Gather is on a mission to fix the internet's broken model by democratizing the internet and cloud space. You can finally say goodbye to ad trackers, clickbaits, and privacy invasion while enhancing user experience with ad-free content. Please click the link in the description box below to begin your journey to an ad-free and democratized internet.
Well, I sold my gold because I had a bunch of gold. I saw what was coming, and gold was obviously the right thing to hold. And I sold my gold because I just looked at the Bitcoin gold chart and said, why do I own gold? That's not to devalue the value of gold in somebody's portfolio, but it wasn't right for me. I had an income.
Absolutely.
I didn't need it. What I saw was the biggest opportunity. So I'd use it to cushion because we didn't know what the hell was going to happen in March, April, May. But then after that, I'm like, no, now's the time to go for the other opportunity. Gold served its great purpose for me, worked very well. Let's move on.
As Bitcoin continues its meteoric popularity among retail investors and big corporations, more investors are assessing the long-standing comparison between the famous cryptocurrency and an equally well-known asset class, gold. Both assets, experts say, are often seen as ways to diversify a portfolio or as a hedge against fiat currency inflation brought about by what some observers see as unsustainable fiscal and monetary policies. Yet, until recently, it was rare to see Wall Street analysts, chief executives, or established investors seriously compare the two assets. Bitcoin, commonly referred to as digital gold, has historically been seen as a risky speculative investment for those looking to profit in the short term. Gold, meanwhile, has always been considered a safe haven asset. Now, Bitcoin's rapid ascent to over $60,000 per coin before its retracement, backed by new investments from Tesla and other institutional names, has led some to question whether old assumptions about these assets are correct. As Raoul Pal pointed out, Bitcoin is now seen as a better store of value than gold, as well as a better opportunity for investors to make money. Here at Savvy Finance, we have since sold all our gold and invested them all into crypto. Do you still hold gold, or had you allocated all your gold holdings into crypto? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.